Hello students, this is Kanupriya, PGT Geography, and here I am once again with my next video on the very next chapter, which is Water Resources. This is the chapter 6 of book 2, that is India, People and Economy. So let's start with this chapter. Here is the introduction to this chapter. With great certainty, we can say that the societies will definitely witness demographic transition, geographical shift of population, technological advancement, degradation of environment, and water scarcity. Water scarcity is possibly to pose the greatest challenge on account of its great demand coupled with shrinking supplies due to overutilization and pollution. Nowadays, the biggest challenge and the biggest issue that we are facing or the society is facing is the problem of water scarcity. It is because of the fact that the demand of water is increasing day by day due to the shrinking supplies, due to the limited amount of water and due to the increasing population. And above all, the pollution is the main important problem which is leading to the degradation of the quality of water and which in turn is leading to water scarcity. As we all know, water is a cyclic resource with abundant supplies on the globe. About 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water. But, fresh water constitutes only about 3% of the total water. Although we call our planet Earth as blue planet, it is because of the fact that 71% of the Earth's surface is covered with water. But we cannot use the whole amount of water. It is not good for the consumption of various types of organisms present on the Earth's surface. Only about 3% of the fresh water is available, and that water can be used for the various purposes for the survival of different organisms on planet Earth. Moreover, a very small proportion of fresh water is effectively available for human use. Although 3% of the fresh water is available out of the total water, and in that 3%, a very small proportion of fresh water can be effectively used for human use. The availability of fresh water varies over space and time. There are some places where there is great availability of water, and there are certain places where there is scarcity of water. Moreover, the tensions and disputes on sharing and control of this scarce resource are becoming contested issues among communities, regions, and states. As we have already heard about the number of challenges, number of tensions and disputes on sharing and control of water resource among communities, regions and states, which in turn is creating a big challenge for the country and for the society. The assessment, efficient use and conservation of water therefore become necessary to ensure development. So it is very important to assess, effectively use, and we have to conserve the water resource, and it is the need of the hour. So in this chapter, we shall discuss water resources in India, its geographical distribution, sectoral utilization, and methods of its conservation and management. So let's start discussing the topics of this chapter. The first topic of this chapter is water resources of India. India accounts for about 2.45% of the world's surface area, 4% of the world's water resources, and about 16% of the world's population. The total water available from precipitation in the country in a year is about 4,000 cubic kilometers. The availability from surface water and replenishable groundwater is about 1,869 cubic kilometer. Out of this, only 60% can be put to beneficial uses. Thus, the total utilizable water resource in the country is only 1122 cubic kilometers. So this is the data which is available for water resource and which is available in our country, that is India. So India accounts for about 2.45% of the world's surface area, 4% of the world's water resources, and about 16% of the world's population. And precipitation in the country for a year is about 4,000 cubic kilometers, and the availability of the surface water and groundwater is about 1,869 cubic kilometer. Out of this, only 60% can be put into various beneficial uses. Thus, the total utilizable water is only 1,122 cubic kilometers. Now, surface water resources. There are four major sources of surface water, that is rivers, lakes, ponds and tanks. In the country, there are about 10,360 rivers and their tributaries longer than 1.6 kilometers each. The mean annual flow in all the river basins in India is estimated to be 1,869 cubic kilometers. However, due to topographical, hydrological and other constraints, only about 690 cubic kilometer, which is 32% of the available surface water, can be utilized. Water flow in a river depends upon its catchment area or river basin and rainfall within its catchment area. So we have four main sources of surface water, that is rivers, lakes, ponds and tanks. We have large number of rivers and their tributaries, that is 10,360 rivers and their tributaries. We have annual flow in the river basin is about 1,869 cubic kilometer, but due to topography, due to hydrological factors and other barriers, we can only use about 690 cubic kilometers. Water flow in a river will always depend upon its catchment area and rainfall within its catchment area. Some of the rivers in the country, like we have Ganga, Brahmaputra, Indus River, which have huge catchment areas. Given that precipitation is relatively high in the catchment areas of the Ganga, the Brahmaputra and the Barak rivers, these rivers, although account for only about 1/3 of the total area in the country, but have about 60% of the total surface water resources. That means we have 10,360 rivers and their tributaries, but these three rivers, that is Ganga, Brahmaputra and Barak rivers, these rivers constitute about 60% of the total surface water resources available in our country. Much of the annual water flow in South Indian rivers like the Godavari, the Krishna and the Kaveri has been harnessed, but it is yet to be done in the Brahmaputra and Ganga basins. Although there is a great scope for the Ganga and Brahmaputra harnessing, but only there is lot to be done in those particular rivers or those particular basins. However, there are certain rivers, South Indian rivers in India, like Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri, which have been properly harnessed. But a lot has to be done for the harnessing of the water available in Brahmaputra and Ganga basins. Now comes groundwater resources. The total replenishable groundwater resources in the country are about 432 cubic kilometer. The level of groundwater utilization is relatively high in the river basins lying in the northwestern region and parts of South India. The groundwater utilization is very high in the states of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan and Tamil Nadu. However, there are states like Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Kerala which utilize only a small proportion of their groundwater potentials. States like Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Tripura and Maharashtra are utilizing their groundwater resources at a moderate rate. If the present trend continues, the demand for water would need the supplies. and such situation will be detrimental to development and can cause social upheaval and disruptions. So this is groundwater resource, their potential and their utilization in various states of our country. Now we have lagoons and backwaters. As we all know, India has a vast coastline that is 7,517 kilometers, and the coast is very indented in some states. Due to this, a large number of lagoons and lakes have formed. We have states like Kerala, Odisha, West Bengal, which have vast surface water resources in these lagoons and lakes. Although water is generally brackish in these water bodies, it is used for fishing and irrigating certain varieties of paddy crops, coconut, etc. Now comes water demand and utilization. India, as we all know, is a traditionally agrarian economy. That is, most of the people in India are dependent upon agriculture. That is, two-thirds of the population of our country have been dependent on agriculture. So, development of irrigation is required to increase agricultural production. And it was given a high priority in the 5-year plans, and because of that, number of multi-purpose river valley projects like Bhakra Nangal, Hirakud, Damodar Valley, Nagarjuna Sagar, Indira Gandhi Canal project have been taken up. In fact, India's water demand at present is dominated by irrigational needs. That means the most important demand of water is required because of the irrigation facilities, because of the agricultural production. Agriculture accounts for most of the surface and groundwater utilization. It accounts for about 89% of the surface water and 92% of the groundwater utilization, while the share of industrial sector is limited to 2% of the surface water utilization and 5% of the groundwater. The share of domestic sector is little higher, that is 9% in surface water utilization as compared to groundwater. The share of agricultural sector in total water utilization is much higher than other sectors. However, in future with development, the share of industrial and domestic sectors in the country are likely to increase. So, from here we can conclude that the demand for water is increasing day by day. And especially for the agricultural sector where irrigation is the basic requirement, and for that surface water and groundwater is being utilized. And moreover, it has been estimated that in future the share of industrial sector, that is demand of water and its utilization in the industrial and domestic sectors, are likely to increase. So here is the introduction, and some of the topics related to water resources are completed. I hope you have understood all the topics that we had covered today. If you find any doubt, please come up with your doubts. Thank you so much.